Okay, next question. Farah set up an experiment as shown in the diagram below. There's beaker, there's water in the beaker, and then there's a Bunsen burner. This is called a Bunsen burner, if in case you don't know this already. Okay, which is heating up the beaker with the water. And the mass of the beaker was 100 grams. So the mass of the beaker is 100 grams. She added 100 grams of water at 25 degrees Celsius and started heating. So 25 degrees Celsius, roughly the temperature of the room temperature. So 100 grams plus 100 grams will make it 100 grams plus 100 grams. 100 grams of the beaker, which is a solid, and 100 grams of the water, which is the liquid. Alright. So total is 200 grams. Alright. 200 grams. Now if it is 200 grams, so you can tell that at the start of the experiment, the total mass is 200 grams. Option 1 is okay. Option 3 is okay. Option 4 is okay. But option 2 cannot be okay because 100 grams of solid and 100 grams of liquid does not make 100 grams. Remember, solid and liquid both have fixed masses. Alright, fixed mass, and in fact, fixed volume, fixed shape, and each one of them have mass. So if you add the two total masses of the items here, then it would be 100 grams. 200 grams. So therefore, option 2 you can already cancel because it is not correct. Okay. Now please note. Okay, do remember that liquid. The liquid can what? Can evaporate, right? Evaporate. The water here can evaporate. Now what happens? But the liquid here can evaporate, but the solid cannot evaporate, right? Not at this temperature. Okay, even if it wants to evaporate, it will first become a solid first, right? Because that's what you learn in PSLE. You go to secondary school, you will learn something else, a little bit more concepts, right? But in primary school, just remember that the liquid can evaporate, but the solid here can't. So the water can evaporate, but the beaker here made of solid glass cannot evaporate. Okay, now but when liquid evaporates, does it become more or does it become less? We know when the liquid evaporates from this water, the water here will become lesser and lesser. Alright, and therefore when liquid evaporates, right, the mass of what is left, will be reduced, right, or will decrease, right, will decrease. So if the liquid evaporates, the mass of the whatever water that is left will decrease. But we do know that the solid is not evaporating, so the mass, okay, of the solid will remain the same, which is 100 grams throughout the whole experiment. Regardless of how much water evaporates, the mass of the solid beaker will remain at 100 grams. That means, alright, even when all the water evaporates, 100 grams of water evaporates. Alright, what's the total mass? The total mass will still be the mass of the beaker, because the beaker cannot go anywhere. The beaker will always be there. So you know that at the end of the experiment, you can never have a total mass that is below 100 grams. Okay, so that brings us to the options again. Look at option 1. Here, 94 grams left. Not possible. Why is it not possible? Because the beaker cannot evaporate. The beaker will always be 100 grams, right? How about option 3? Still not possible. Why? Again, here you see 94 grams. That means it's lower. The beaker became lighter than before. Not possible because the solid here cannot evaporate. So we are left with answer number 4. So let's check. Okay, 200 grams, as the water evaporates becomes 195, more water evaporates becomes 183, and then 156, 134, 117, and so on until it reaches the an hour later, 60 minutes later, becomes 100 grams. That means all the water has evaporated, and here still 100 grams because the beaker cannot evaporate. So the answer here is option 4. If you disagree with me, go to this website and tell me you disagree. If you agree with me, go to this website and say, yay, Mr. Zaki, I got my answer correct. Okay, so with that, thank you very much.